What if I told you that death is optional? That one day humanity could unlock the secret to eternal life, and the concept of mortality would become a relic of the past? This isn't science fiction. It's a possibility that scientists are actively exploring. In this video, we're diving into one of the most fascinating what-if scenarios. What if we discovered immortality? From the science behind it to the societal upheaval it would cause, this journey will challenge everything you think you know about life, death, and what it means to be human. Ready to explore the unimaginable? Let's go. The idea of immortality has haunted humanity for millennia. Ancient myths, from the Greek gods to the Chinese elixir of life, reveal our deep-seated desire to conquer death. Even today, billionaires are investing in anti-aging research, hoping to extend their lives indefinitely. But what if they succeeded? What if immortality became a reality? To understand this, we need to look at the science that could make it possible and the consequences it would unleash. The breakthrough likely starts in a lab, where scientists discover how to stop or reverse aging. This could involve gene editing, nanotechnology, or even uploading human consciousness into machines. Imagine a world where your body never deteriorates, where diseases are eradicated, and where death is no longer inevitable. Sounds incredible, right? But here's the catch. Immortality wouldn't come without a price. The ethical dilemmas alone would shake society to its core. Who would get access to immortality? Would it be a privilege for the rich and powerful, or a right for everyone? Governments might struggle to regulate this technology, leading to protests, inequality, and even wars. And what about overpopulation? If no one dies, how would we manage Earth's limited resources? These questions are just the tip of the iceberg. As immortality becomes widespread, society would undergo a seismic shift. Careers would last centuries, with people working for 200 years or more. Retirement would become obsolete, and the concept of a lifetime achievement would lose its meaning. Relationships would face new challenges. How do you stay committed to someone for eternity? And what happens to family structures when generations no longer die but continue to grow? The economy would also transform. With an immortal workforce, industries like healthcare and insurance would collapse, while new markets for eternal lifestyles would emerge. Imagine the demand for eternal housing, entertainment, and even education. But would innovation thrive in a world without urgency? Or would humanity stagnate, content to live forever without pushing boundaries? Now let's talk about the darker side of immortality. Without death, would life lose its value? Some philosophers argue that mortality gives life meaning, creating a sense of urgency to achieve and experience. In a world where time is infinite, would we still cherish moments, or would they become meaningless? And what about the psychological toll? Could the human mind handle an endless existence, or would it spiral into madness? Then there's the question of evolution. Death is a driving force behind natural selection, allowing species to adapt and survive. If humans stopped dying, would we stop evolving? Could we become vulnerable to new threats, like superbugs or environmental disasters? And what happens to our sense of identity when we live for centuries? Would we even recognize ourselves after 500 years? But immortality isn't just about living forever. It's about what we do with that time. Some might use it to explore the universe, colonize new planets, or create art that spans millennia. Others might fall into despair, trapped in an endless cycle of existence. The possibilities are as vast as they are terrifying. Let's take a moment to consider the unknown. What if immortality had unintended consequences? For example, some scientists speculate that without death, overpopulation could lead to resource wars, forcing humanity to expand into space. Others suggest that immortality could create a new class divide, with immortal elites ruling over mortal underclasses. And what about the environment? Could Earth sustain an immortal population, or would we destroy the planet in our quest for eternal life? Now let's dive deeper into the science. One of the most promising avenues for immortality is gene editing. Technologies like CRISPR could allow us to modify our DNA, eliminating diseases and extending lifespans. But this raises ethical questions. Should we play God? And what happens if something goes wrong? Could we accidentally create new diseases or genetic disorders? Another possibility is mind uploading, where human consciousness is transferred into machines. This would allow us to live forever in digital form, free from the limitations of the human body. But would we still be human? Or would we become something entirely new? And what happens to our sense of self when our minds exist in a virtual world? Then there's the concept of biological immortality, where our cells stop aging. Some animals, like the immortal jellyfish, already possess this ability. Could humans replicate it? And if so, what would it mean for our bodies? Would we remain youthful forever, or would we continue to age, just without dying? As we explore these possibilities, it's important to remember that immortality isn't just a scientific challenge, it's a philosophical one. What does it mean to be human if we never die? Would we lose our connection to nature, to each other, and to ourselves? And how would religions, which often revolve around the concept of an afterlife, adapt to a world where death no longer exists? Let's not forget the cultural impact. Art, literature, and music are deeply influenced by the idea of mortality. Would immortal humans still create meaningful works, or would they lose their creative spark? And what about history? Would we remember the past, or would we become trapped in an endless present? Now let's fast forward 500 years into an immortal future. Imagine a world where humans have colonized the stars, where death is a distant memory, and where technology has transformed us into something beyond human. Would we still be the same species? Or would we evolve into a new form of life, unrecognizable to our ancestors? But even in this utopian or dystopian future, challenges would remain. How would we manage our emotions over centuries? Would we still feel love, joy, and sorrow? Or would we become numb to experience? And what happens when conflicts arise between immortals? Could we ever achieve peace, or would we be doomed to eternal strife? As we near the end of this journey, let's reflect on the biggest question of all. Should we even pursue immortality? Is it a noble goal or a dangerous obsession? The answers aren't easy, but they force us to confront what it means to be human. Perhaps the true value of life lies in its impermanence, in the knowledge that our time is limited and every moment matters. So what do you think? Would you choose immortality if you could? Or do you believe that death gives life its meaning? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more mind-bending explorations of alternate realities. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the unknown. Whether immortality becomes a reality or remains a dream, one thing is certain: the future is full of possibilities. And as long as we keep asking questions, pushing boundaries, and imagining the unimaginable, there's no limit to what we can achieve. Until next time, stay curious and remember, the greatest adventure is the one we're living right now.